It's when these beauty channels started telling us, the viewers that made them be that somebody, to go educate yourself. Here's some links down here so you can learn about BLM and all this stuff after they're like burning down cities. You lost me. Oh, and then so many people would be like, oh, well, that's not true. Because electoral college, so every vote, every voice doesn't have a say. Okay, well then you clearly do not understand the electoral college, and you're an idiot. Chickens, racist. Having chickens, racist. Well, the Holocaust, that was a very rare thing. Wouldn't you be like, whoa, right. But it was really bad. Say like, ooh, I love puppies. And they're just like, fact check. Cats are amazing. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well amongst this whole crazy election thing. Whatever's going on. Whatever the hell is going on. Who out there knows? I don't. I have suspicions. We're going to talk about that today while doing makeup. And as you can see, the color of my shirt is really pretty, right? Ooh, look, and there's like all these things. These little like... you know, oh, it's super cute. I'm gonna be doing this ColourPop Super Shock Shadow. But before I begin with that, remember to share this video, share it with your friends, like it, hit the notification, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And I'm also on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Facebook and Twitter, no. Facebook and Instagram are where I post the most amount of my stuff, as well as like my political opinions. I'm going to be discussing kind of two main things today while I'm doing makeup, so why don't I just start instead of blabbing on. I'm doing the Jane Iredale Dream Tint. It's just like tinted moisturizer because I don't want to put a lot of stuff on my face because I just don't want to. And cat ears, look at these ones. It's a little past Halloween, so why? So two main things that I want to get to today. One is obviously the election and some updates, and I want to get like your guys' opinions. And another one is responding to Amanda Ensing's latest video. I don't know, she might have uploaded another one today, but I want to talk about that also. And I don't know if you guys are aware, with her, she does like makeup. I think that's how she started. Super talented. Oh my god, you guys. So she does makeup, I think kind of like lifestyle and all that stuff. She's like very fit. I am not. She is. And so she's a really good channel to watch. But, so the drama seems to have unfolded since she did her last video saying that she voted for Donald Trump. Oh man, she got so much hate. I was just searching for one of her videos yesterday, and this girl has out like a whole video just like trashing her. And so me being like the equal person that I try to be, okay, that's not always true. I'm not always wanting to see both sides with every issue, because some things are just like, you know, like with Hitler, can you see both sides? No. So there's just certain things that you just can't, you know, it's just not a thing, whatever. So I watched her whole video, right? Really uplifting, just saying like, I love everybody. She, you know, respects everyone's opinion. Just she has her own opinion. Yeah, you have a right to. That's the cool thing about living in this country, y'all. And really nice video. Probably a lot nicer than I would be. Like when I'm doing my videos about it. Maybe it's just an age thing and people I've dealt with in my life. So I'm a little bit more jaded. But that's fine. So she was really gracious and really understanding, and she loves everybody, blah, blah, blah. Not blah, blah, blah. It was a really good video. Go watch it. Even if you don't agree with her supporting Donald Trump or being more, I'm assuming she meant like more conservative. So I'm glad that I just entered the arena of like conservative makeup people, because this is good timing, because I think you're going to see a whole lot more now. I think just her and having such a big platform that she does, it's a really good thing. So kudos for her for doing that. You should not shy away from it. And I know she lived in, I think LA for a while. I can't even imagine. I would not make friends easily there. It's, so like, whenever I'm posting my stuff, I always use a hashtag conservative makeup YouTuber, because I've been trying to, like, make that a thing. And I'm like, I can't think of anybody out there that's conservative and does makeup. So when I came up with that, I was like, yeah, it's gonna have to be a thing. People are gonna hear me. My channel isn't gonna grow as quickly as others, you know, because I'm not doing hashtag BLM and hashtag go educate yourself. Oh my god, the people and the go educate yourself. I can't. It's just, I'm more grr about the subject. She's very gracious. So she got a ton of backlash, which I know she probably doesn't care. I don't know her. I'm not pretending to know her. It's just based on her videos, you can see how, like, the authenticity from her. And so she got so much, like, backlash for it. I'm like, you guys, she believes in God. That seemed to tick off a lot of people, too, from what I'm understanding. And she just let her live her life. Like, all these people that used to say, well, I used to really love her channel, and I was there, like, before she was nothing, and now, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, now you abandoned her just because she has a different opinion than yours, and she's also not saying, like, you know, you have to believe what I believe. She's not apologizing for her beliefs, which nobody should. I mean, unless your belief is Hitler was right. Well, that's different. That's very different. But God, it is ticking me off to see, and I was kind of having like a little, you know, interaction with somebody on their own page bashing her, Amanda Ensing. I'm just like, alright, I also watched the video. We must have watched two very different videos, because your takeaway, she was assuming a lot about her. And like her motives and like questioning like her beliefs and all that. And not to be rude, but that seems to be the typical left thing to do. It's the thing that they do now. It's to demonize people. I've also been a victim of that, and I know I keep teasing that, and I eventually will be talking about what happened with me and my employee. Gonna be a good story. If I saw her walking down the road and I was in like a horse and buggy, I'd want the horse to kick her. I'm not gonna lie. This is not a call to violence. I'm not saying be violent. It's just, you know, just some people, you're just like, who raised you? What's funny is that I like her mom, actually. Her mom's very nice. Whatever. So I want to get, so just real fast, I'm just going to be putting ColourPop Super Shock Shadow. This is in the color Super Shock. Oh, it's in the color Kelp Me. And if you guys have ever used these, it's a very like bouncy kind of formula. Well, this one seems to be less bouncy. Maybe it's too old. But you see, well, oh man, it's like cracking. Well, whatever. In the beauty community, which I don't even have 200 subscribers, so I know, like, who are you to talk and give your opinion? You're like a nobody. Well, all those somebodies out there were a nobody first, so also shut up. Second of all these people claim to be like, oh, I love Amanda Ensing. Well, then why would your opinion change so drastically when she comes out and tells you what she supports? And to be fair, I understand people's initial response, because some of the people I used to follow, and upon learning that they're like huge, like, you know, leftists, it just makes you pause for a second, but you're just like, I still like them though as a person. I would still hang out with them. It's when these beauty channels started telling us, the viewers that made them be that somebody, to go educate yourself. Here's some links down here so you can learn about BLM and all this stuff after they're like burning down cities. You lost me. That's when I deleted all these people. And they're They're large people. They don't need my viewership. But I left because it bothered me. Now, with somebody like Amanda Ensing just saying her belief in God and just be nice to people is a very, very nice video. 10 times nicer than I would be. Trust me. And everyone's throwing this shade at her. And like I said, I don't like to get involved in like this the dramatic beauty YouTuber world. That's the thing that I never want this to be. So if you guys ever see me going down that path, you need to stop me. But I'm just not a drama-centric person. I never have been. I'm quiet. I prefer to keep to myself. I keep most of my opinions to myself. I mean, except for now, because I have like a YouTube channel where I'm like spouting off about anything under the sun, because I do happen to be very passionate about certain things, as you can tell. It's just all of a sudden people are treating her like this like evil entity. I'm like, did you watch her video? It was no shade thrown at all. It was just like, she had an experience in her life. She grew up a certain way. She believes what she believes. How is her story any different than anybody else's story? I'll never know. I don't understand what the problem is here. And it's just, it's sad because when you finally, she finally started voicing her opinions, and just everybody, like all over the place. But I can tell you, and I swear I know this, that when she says she's unbothered, to quote her other really, really good video, oh man, that video made me teary. You know that she means it. She's unbothered by people. Because in the end, in the grand scheme of things, your whole life, you live however old that you're going to live, you get to, let's say, your last moments on this earth. Are you thinking about the people that didn't like you at one point or another that don't mean anything to you? Like, are you thinking about those subscribers back in the day that, oh, they disagreed with me and they called me a name? Is that what you're thinking about? I guarantee you that is not what you're thinking about. That's not what life is about. Life is about, making yourself happy, making your family, the people that care. I mean, family can be bad too. I don't have that, but I know that other people have. That's not what life is about. It's not, you do have to be, to quote her, unbothered. People saying stuff, I've gotten some rude comments on here before when I first started. And when I first started, it fazed me for about a few minutes. The first mean comment I ever got, and I was like, and you first go through your mind, you're like, oh my god, since they said that, does that mean that everybody thinks that way about me? Oh my god, that's embarrassing. And it was embarrassing for about, like I said, just a few minutes, and then I thought about it, I'm like, I don't even know these people. These people don't even know me. And I've just always been like that, but being on YouTube was this whole different feeling. So I'm like, oh my god, like anybody can watch me. Like the whole world can watch me if they want. They're not. I don't even have 200 subscribers. But do you know what I mean? It's, of all the things that are going to be important in your life, you really think Amanda Ensing with like 1 million followers on like Instagram, do you think she cares about that person that's mad about her presidential pick? Of course not. Because if you're somewhat intelligent and a normal human being with normal thoughts and compassion, those things don't bother you. And that's also, emotional maturity, I might say. So a lot of people do not have that. So to go on your own channel and bash somebody because they don't support the candidate that you thought, this is bizarre to me. Which also, why can't I see anything? Do you guys see anything that I've just done? Hold on. I need to change something here. Oh my god. You know what a waste of money these eyeshadow palettes actually are? Because look, I use this one a lot. They're going to be there forever. So I'm just going to go in with a slightly darker shade because I did this all backwards today. Ah, there's pigment. Leave it to Anastasia. So that leads me to a slightly different... So I was having this conversation with this YouTube person, and I commented on her video of Amanda Ensing's video that she made. And I was like questioning everything that she said. Because I was like, I watched her whole video too. She never said that. Just for the record, that's not cool. You don't make stuff up about people that you don't even know. But going on what I saw, she never said that. And then we got talking, and she's like, all these people started commenting, like, the problem with Trump supporters are, like, essentially saying, like, we don't care about the plight of other people. We don't care about people that want to come into this country for a better opportunity. We obviously don't care. We don't care about what black people have to go through in life. We don't care about people that are told to go back to your own country. Now, the problem with this, I haven't even responded yet, because I was reading it and I was like, it's just, you almost can't argue the points. And I was like, all right, I'm either going to make myself look really stupid, or like, it's just not worth it, because I know that this person can't, if you're just making these assumptions about a whole group of people, there's not really any help for you. So I said, like, God bless, peace. So I think that's a very dangerous thing that I've noticed in life, is people assuming that they know about your intentions, about your life, about what you want and what you think. So to assume that because I support Donald Trump, I obviously don't care about people. Now, are you going off of I don't care because he doesn't care? Well, can you also provide the receipts that says that he doesn't care either? Because last I checked, he's actually done a crap ton for people, including people of color. Lowest unemployment rate. How cool is that? More like startup businesses by black people. Just more like, there's more like entrepreneurial, in the black community. That's awesome. Why is that bad? Now, his stance on immigration, he wants the best of the best legal immigrants. Why is that a bad thing? Because after a while, and people are going to see it, if we just start letting in all these people just because, with no documents, oh, well, they're already here, you should let them in because blah, blah, blah. Well, after a while, don't you think legal citizens, either natural born like Americans like me, or even people that did it all legally because they wanted a better chance in life and did it the right way, don't you think they're going to start saying, hello? Like, what about me? Wait, why is that fair? Why do they just get to have like a free ride just because? Because it's all politics. Politicians are only using you. And it's frustrating because the notion that, like, as a whole, I don't like this. Why does that not look right? I'm not liking this Super Shock shadow. Should I wet it? Should I try that? Using my color switch. I have a color switch. My sister-in-law gave me hers. Yes. Thank you, Vicky. I'm like looking for the camera. Gonna spritz it. Going around telling people, like, obviously you don't care. And then they spout off things that aren't even true about the other side. And this country, we need like unity. But where does it come from? Shouldn't it come from, if anything, the top down? And people will argue that. Well, right, but are you telling me that President Trump has not called for unity? And also, he's not the one inciting violence all over the streets? And in case you haven't noticed, if Joe Biden is the presumptive, winner, have you seen any riots? I haven't. Because we're adults. We accept it. And we know that there's going to be a process. He's not technically the president yet, or even president-elect. people out there keep getting that wrong. Now, there hasn't been. We're not like burning down stores because we don't like the outcome of something. We're going to go through legal channels first. And if it turns out to be, we deal with it. And what do? You try to do better the next time around. You get more like ground game going. You try to raise awareness if you truly believe in this side, the conservative side. You don't burn down places. And I think the truth, it's becoming very clear what each side kind of represents. Do you know what I mean? You have one side burning down stuff, and the other side being adults and dealing with something, even though we don't like it. It is what it is. That's life. So I bought this thing on Amazon. It's like a picker-upper of gems and stuff. And I think I want to use it. But how, I'm not really sure yet. So just hang with me. I'm going to do my eyebrows real fast. And then some mascara. And let's see. Should I do this real time? So in regards to everything going on with the election, like obviously, you know, they're filing motions and going through the courts alleging some voter irregularities and some of them I would say fraud, like outright fraud. And it's really funny because I was watching Steven Crowder's show the other day and he mentioned this. And I'm like, oh my God, like that's always what I've thought. Facebook and Instagram, everybody that likes to fact check everybody, except they're fact checking without facts. It's great. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but you say like, ooh, I love puppies, and they're just like, fact check. Cats are amazing. That's not even a fact. I love cats. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, so a lot of my posts have been fact checked, minus facts. I mean, whatever. Hey, if you feel good about yourself, Facebook, do you. Be yourself. But, so I've noticed whenever I post anything about the fraud that people are fine. Like, there's just, like, piles full of, like, problems. In all the swing states, I might add. Not New York. Well, I mean, not, let's see. What's another one that's not a battleground state? Not California. Right. It's in all the ones that matter. And so all of the posts, they keep saying, like, voter fraud. I'm going to see if I can find it. If I can, I'll show it to you. I'll link it in this video after. And it'll say, like, votes and, like, elections have a very good, you know, voter fraud is very rare. Steven Crowder said this too, and I'm so glad. Because in my head, every single time I see that, I'm like, well, a lot of things are rare. Like, that doesn't mean it's any less important. Like, you could say, well, the Holocaust, that was a very rare thing. Wouldn't you be like, well, right, but it was really bad, and it happened. So what is your point? Like someone like fact checking about like, oh, the Holocaust occurred, blah, blah, blah. Like, fact check. It's very rare. Holocaust is very rare. Shut up. I can't. Does anybody out there understand what I mean? 'Cause it's hella annoying. What is wrong with my eyebrow? I'm not a fan of this. I don't know what the hell's happening. The latest that I saw was that Georgia officially announced that they're doing a by hand recount. So that's the latest. Big news. They're going to do it by hand. Does that mean that like they're not going to catch fraud? Because like just recounting ballots, that's not going to take into account all the things that could have potentially gone wrong. So I think that's just the first step though. I don't know how it's going to play out. I do think that no matter what side you're on, it's imperative to know if this election was entirely, not entirely, but that there was outright fraud or something's going wrong. Because going forward, everybody has a right to vote. Like, that's like the one thing we have. You know what I mean? Like, America. Your voice be heard. Go vote. And then so many people would be like, oh, well, that's not true. Because electoral college, so every vote, every voice doesn't have a say. Okay, well, then you clearly do not understand the electoral college, and you're an idiot. I can't. See, I'm not nice. I get irritated because people are not doing, like, enough research. I'm not going to say go educate yourself. I'm just saying, like, do you understand that we're a, sorry about that. What the hell was I just saying? What was I just saying? What was I just talking about? If this were a live stream, how embarrassing. Oh, yes. So the Electoral College. What a lot of people don't understand, because I've heard the argument, and a lot from, like, young people, and I wish so much that, like, are the teachers not, like, doing their jobs and, like, teaching exactly why we have an electoral college and what it actually means and how genius it actually is? No, instead they're saying, it's racist, as is everything in this country now, right? So what I like to say is that no, it's not one person, one vote, because we are a constitutional, I think what the technical thing is, constitutional federal republic. Like, the decisions are made by the people, and we have elected representatives and officials that carry out the will of the people. That's what the electoral college is. It's we put in our vote, and now our electors determine the outcome. So many people don't understand that system, and it makes me very sad. It's definitely not, I can't even say that I was really taught that in school either, which makes me very sad. Like, what was I taught in school? You know what? I want some other, hold up, here's some of this. My lashes are not looking as robust as I want them to. Oh, it's getting chunky. You know the problem? With when it starts getting cold out, as it's starting to where I live. What the frick? Your mascara gets all chunky. You gotta, like, heat it up like this. Or, like, put it in, like, warm water or something. It definitely gets chunky. Chunky. It's just, it's upsetting that so many people, especially nowadays, I guess, I know it's not fair to say, but a lot of younger people are just so quick to just say, I think, like, what the mainstream media has said. They're like, oh, this system is racist. Okay, well, can you back that up? Because if you're gonna call somebody racist, better have some evidence there. I'm throwing shade. Oh man, I've got stories. You know what I mean? It's sad that just seems to work nowadays. Like, everything. Everything's racist. Everything. Dyeing your hair, it's racist. Chickens, racist. Having chickens, racist. White privilege. Okay. Yeah. I don't know about you guys, but oh man, I think this world, they really, really overdid that. Calling everything racist. And nobody takes it seriously anymore. Proud of yourself? Alright. I don't like this. Like, what? Oh, look at that chunk. No, I'm not a fan of this. That's not what I wanted it to be. I'm going to use my Villains Jelly Much Shadow from ColourPop. It's in the color Spindle, 19C4. and they're like, oh, look how pretty. I want to put that on like under here just for some color. I don't know why, but I do. Well, you know what? This whole look is just going downhill, man. I'm here to say we can fix anything. It's like when I decorate cakes. You make a mistake. It's always fixable, though. You just gotta have some ingenuity and some artistic flair. Alright, hang on. What is this? Well, it's this palette. I'm gonna go in with that purple shade underneath. Just to accentuate, I want more purple. All of a sudden, I'm in a purple mode. Is that what I want? Purple and coral today. Oh, that's better. It's just I needed some more color. That coral shade is not making me happy. You know what? Maybe I'll buff it out with some corally color underneath it. I think that's better. I'm not gonna say it's perfect, but it's better. Now I want this stuff. I'm gonna put some silver in my waterline. Why? I don't know. I want this look to be more extreme. So I just want to say, whatever happens will happen. It needs to figure itself out. Don't be mean to people in the process. And if we're going to be a loser, be a graceful loser, my opinion. I'm back. I just put some shinies on my face, and then I'm just gonna do this. You know, put some color in my face. So what I was saying, I think we're seeing like this pivotal moment in history. Like this will go down in the history books. 50 years from now, you're gonna see it, especially like 2020 as a whole. It's going down in history. What I think, I still don't really know what's gonna happen. I have a feeling, but I don't. Nobody really knows. But from what I can see is that the media is playing this huge factor in what people are believing. And I'm seeing it, and it's scary. Do you know what I mean? It's, you were told, you know, this from this station, and nobody bothers to actually fact check them, and so people just believe it. And we're told that Joe Biden is the president-elect. It's not even like really true. It could change. We don't know. Like, things are changing, and we need to wait and let this process play out. But people are seemingly like getting all of this wrong, and especially when I see how people are talking about like, oh good, like get that jerk out of office, racist, homophobic, misogynistic president. And it's always struck me weird, not just because I'm a supporter, I cannot find one instance of that being true. You can scour the internet and I can't find it. And people are like, I think it's one person on the Facebook thing, she's like, mentioned, oh, he referred to like Mexicans as like rapists and blah blah blah. And that's like kind of the main talking point, if you will, out there about him, is that he called them like rapists and all that. He was referring to the MS-13 gang, but nobody will say it in the media. You cannot find it. CNN won't say it, MSNBC won't say it, nobody will say it. And you know how dangerous that is? To just tell people like, and I feel bad in a way for all the people that are listening and having trust in the media and just saying, oh, well, they said this, so they must be true. And how sad is that? Like, no wonder we have so many people out there just sticking to their guns on this stuff without, like, looking at whatever speech they're talking about. Like, go watch the whole speech. If Trump said this during this rally, find the whole clip, if you even can anymore, and watch it. Is that the context with which the media has you thinking? Is that the right context? Because I promise you it's not. They just take him out of context so often that it's almost funny. Do you know what I mean? Almost funny, except for that it's not funny. Don't do that. That's what I say. And it's like high school. You know what I mean? I don't know about you guys, but I hated high school. I thought it was a dumpster fire, and the teachers were idiots. And it was this whole thing of, which sadly, like, I was, like, made fun of and picked on and all that stuff. Not one teacher ever stood up for me. And it's not so much the kids that I went to high school with, because, you know, kids and don't want to get involved. But none of the adults in the room ever, like, told anybody to stop. Not one. And I've never, ever forgotten this. Like, if you see somebody being picked on, you don't just stand there. Like, do you have conviction? Do you believe in anything? Do you have principles? Because the way I've always, like, conducted myself is, imagine if there's, like, a camera on you 24/7 and people can see what you did behind the scenes. Would you act that way? Like, if you saw somebody, like, getting beat up, do you really just stand there? Be like, that's too bad. What if that was your kid? I don't understand. And it's definitely something that bugged me about my high school career for a long time. It wasn't the kids that made fun of me. Well, I mean, they suck too. And I can name names. Boy, howdy. But you know what I mean? Like, kids are kids, and I guess it's just a part of things, and it makes you stronger. It makes you realize that what people say does not matter. And I'm glad that I did learn that lesson. Where were the adults? They're just sitting there. And this is what's happening right now. Like, we're watching it before our eyes. Like, everyone is, like, picking on Trump. But and like I say, if there's something to be picked on, by all means, he's in the public eye, he's the president. You have every right to bring that forward and critique that and criticize it. But every single time that somebody says something and you look up, like, the actual context of what he said, it's 100% not true. And it kills me. And, like, so you bring it up, to just say, so I think you got this wrong. This is actually what was said. And then people just, like, either ignore you or call you, like, stupid. They'll be like, really? I'm like, well, yeah, really, actually. It's a thing. Go look it up. Educate yourself. So, Donald Trump is being picked on. And there are people who are supporting him. And other people are just, like, looking the other way and going with the crowd. And that's also a point to Amanda Ensing's video that I really, really appreciated. Is that... And I saw a lot in common with her when I watched this part of the video. I was never one to fit in with the crowd, and I'm still not. And it doesn't bother me. Like, I don't think you grow and learn and, like, find yourself until you start, like, maybe going against the grain. Like, question those things that you were told. And anybody that tells you to trust them blindly or follow them blindly, those are people you really, really should take, maybe look a little harder. Because I don't want people to just blindly follow me and trust me. Do your research. You know what I mean? Or have your own opinion. It's perfectly fine, and that's what we should be encouraging people to do. At the end of the day, it's sad that somebody like her, like, to pivot back to her, Amanda, like, she's very successful, and it's like a great little story, and she just started, and I see so many people too, at least in this one video, like, eviscerating her, and they're like, she's not even like pure Latina, she's like, I forget the term, meaning like white Latina, apparently. I'm like, what? Now you're like questioning her, like, my God. You're like, what? Do you want her to do like a DNA test and see like how much? I just can't. Like this, can you imagine? I'd be mortified if I had a child and they were doing this to someone else. You know what I mean? That'd be the day. I'd say no. No, child. And you backhand them. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Had like a little chit chat talk thing. I'd like to just end this by saying I think it would be wise of everybody, and I'm not just saying like you, I'm also talking about myself, like, apply it to yourself also. And I'm not, I've gotten caught up in this before too, but if you were in person, would you say the same things to people that you do online? I really, really doubt it. And if you would, well, then you suck. That's not nice. Unless you're talking to Hitler. I mean, hey, he kind of deserves it. But maybe like step back and think for a second. And also I would say if you're on the right, meaning like more conservative side, I do think it's like incumbent upon us to be the more gracious of them. I do think we need to step up and fight a little harder. We're not known for doing that, which I'm okay with. We're not the ones burning down buildings and starting, wreaking havoc in the street just because something didn't go our way. But I do think if you could just influence one person to make a better decision, like, think before you call that person like stupid just because they support Donald Trump. Like, well, I could easily just say the same thing for you for supporting Joe Biden. I'm not calling Joe Biden supporters stupid. Like, almost, from my perspective, how could you blame them if the media has been telling you how evil and sexist and racist Donald Trump is for 4 years? You would believe it. Why? It's not so much their fault. It's the media's fault. So I would just encourage, if you're a conservative, we need to start going out there and showing people other things to watch. Like, hey, just thought you might enjoy this. Send them a link to a differing opinion. Not to say like, watch this. Nobody likes to be told to go watch something else. But maybe just do it tactfully. Be kind and gracious. Don't be pushy. Don't call people stupid. Like, people who voted for Joe Biden, like, I know that in their heart they believe they're doing the right thing. And how could you blame them based on what the media has been telling everybody? It's really sad. And you can't find evidence of any of the stuff that they're saying to back up that claim. It's very unfortunate. We're in like this pivotal moment in history, and the truth will prevail. But I just advise to think before you speak, to be kind, gracious, understanding, and then if you do know that you have the better argument and the right argument, present it in a gracious way. Let's not yell at people so much. And like I said, I've gotten caught up in that too, because it's sometimes like with how like mean people can be, it's very easy to follow along with that, and I understand that. But I think for the right message to be put out there, to be the overwhelming majority thing, we need to do it tactfully, which we usually do, but also know how to fight when we have to fight. And when we have to fight is right now. Whatever's going on with the votes and all that stuff, so many instances. Like, they've compiled tons of stuff. You can go find most of it if you watch. I advise, let's see, Ben Shapiro, Steven Crowder, things like that, and all those like alternative media sources on YouTube. And it's right there. But when you watch other news sources like CNN, I go online just to search something, everything is saying, well, Donald Trump's team, they're just grasping at straws. There's no evidence of voter irregularities. And they've, up until this morning, that's the last time I checked, that's the narrative that they're sticking with. There's no evidence. Oh my God, you can't swing a dead cat without hitting evidence of voter, irregularities, of, all this stuff. So, like, after a while, if you're on the left of things, if anybody out there is on the left, aren't you getting tired of being lied to? It's not right. You've been fed this weird thing, and you're preying upon people's basic decency because they believe you and they trust you. And the media is just like, ooh, let's have fun with this one. Let's tell them something that's 100% not true. So I think we're going to figure out what's going to happen with this. It's probably going to be somewhat of a long process again. But I have faith. If you are a conservative on the right side, we need to be patient. And until then, like, talk to people, present, evidence, but not in that, like, jerky fashion, because people will just, like, close their ears, they're just like, nope, don't want to hear it. So we need to educate people who are only seemingly being educated by the media right now, by the CNNs, and how scary is that, right? So I hope that that's some food for thought. I think do you guys like this lip color? I'm actually really digging this. It's by Gerard Cosmetics. That one. It's in the shade Aphrodite. And it's Hydra Matte Longwear Liquid Lipstick. It's not as dry as other liquid lipsticks. I can see the Hydra part. Yeah, it's not terrible, but because I'm watching, like, myself right now. That looks really pretty. Huh. Maybe I should buy more Gerard Cosmetic stuff. You just got yourself a fan there, Gerard. So that's all I wanted to say. Remember to follow me on Instagram and Facebook, Twitter. I'm all Sweet Jamie Lee. And my name is spelled Jaime, not Jamie. I'm a Jamie, not a Jamie. And until next time, just remember to be kind. We can do this. We can get through this, no matter what happens. Put some color in your world. Whatever this is. I don't know. It's kind of pretty. I really like that, though. That's my favorite part. What? Here to assist you. I don't need a car. Oh. I guess I never updated them that my car is being fixed. Yes, so be kind, put some color in your world, and stay humble. God bless, guys.